Okay, let's have a look at this first example. Now, the way that we will approach any written question, any worded question, is that we have a clear read through once to establish what the question is about. You will probably need to reread it a second time, and on the second time through, do as I've done here, which is underline or highlight the important features of the question. So this week, Christy worked at a childcare centre for 37 hours. Clearly, that's an important piece of information given in the question. At $24.70 per hour, again, another important piece of information. Much of the important piece of information will be the numbers. However, this next section that I have highlighted isn't in number form, however, it is really important. 6 hours overtime at time and a half. Time and a half, really important, in addition to the 6. Calculate her earnings. Can't emphasise enough how important it is to actually identify what the question is asking you to get. Calculate her earnings. We should always be looking for words like calculate, find, how much. If you read the question and you haven't made note of what it is that the question wants you to find, then it's probably just by chance that you're going to get the correct answer. We don't operate like that anymore. We know exactly the information given in the question, and we also know where we're heading in terms of what we need to find. Our next step is then to write this information down at the beginning of our solution. So we're writing number of hours worked. Oops, I want to get number of hours worked is 37. Hourly rate. Now, the more you practice doing this, the easier it's going to get. If you don't practice it with the questions from the textbook, then when it comes to an exam, a topic test, an assessment task, you're probably going to have trouble. So please practice your setting out. Have a plan for the way you'll start your solution. That way it doesn't matter if it's a sort of question that you feel like you've never seen before. You've got a plan for your method of attack. Highlight the information, write it at the beginning of the solution. You will mostly use the words of the question. For example, it was $24.70 here, and they used the words hour, per hour. It's not very difficult, to translate that to hourly rate. 6 hours overtime. I would write that exactly as it appears in the question. And instead of writing time and a half, I'd write 1.5 times hourly rate. Find. When it says calculate, we translate that into find her earnings for the week. Okay. What do we know? She's worked 37 hours, normal rate, 6 hours, time and a half. Where to find her total earnings? Obviously, she's going in her total earnings. I'll just call them earnings, just as the question did. It would be made up of her 37 hours at her normal rate, $24.70, plus her 6 hours at time and a half. Now we need to see that. The marker needs to see that. You've got the number of hours. You've clearly identified its time and a half of 24.70. That way, if you then go to the calculator and accidentally press the wrong buttons or something goes wrong and your answer is incorrect, you're more than likely to get the marks because you've shown your intention and the intention is mathematically correct. Now you might like to check for me there that not that you can see on my calculator display, but I'm getting $1,136.20. If you're not getting that, then you can let me know, or we can discuss maybe where you've gone wrong. Video there and put the answer to the next example on a separate video.